Hey, what's going on, Adam? Yeah, I had to jump on my data, man. I'm only gonna be on here a couple minutes. I saw something, so I came on to say the Wi-Fi is acting all shitty and not gonna be able to stay too long. Just working on another hat. Yeah, I got a visitor coming today. Um, Goes by Dire Straits here on YouTube. Coming to hang out today. I can't wait. It's gonna be pretty cool. My first visitor since I've been on the road. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to come to the truck stop and go live like I did the last couple times this week, but it won't let me connect. Me and Hank are just sitting around waiting. He should be here, oh, well, about 40 minutes or so. I think he meant mountain time. If not, about an hour and 40 minutes. Either or. Not too worried about it. I'd like to live flat and... Hey, what's up, Travis? How you doing, brother? Hoping everybody's having a good day today. It's about 65 degrees, I think, out here right now. Hey, Mike. How you doing, man? Just working on a hat. Yeah, it sucks, Travis. People need to get their stuff, though. You're the man when it comes to that. Yeah, I should have been done with this hat already, but my hand started cramping last night bad. I've been trying my best to get stuff done. I was supposed to have 3 hats for the guy, but I'm only going to have 2 of them done. I already let him know. Just not enough time in the day. That's right. Having a purpose makes all the difference in the world. It really does. Thank you all that have ordered hats. You're giving me my purpose. I'm gonna have to restore up on my hemp again here. I'm on my last spool here. That's a good feeling, though. It really is. It's nice to have a purpose. It makes you feel like you're worth something. It's nice accomplishing things that you're trying to finish, too. I really enjoy, I enjoy making hats. I really do. It's, I even enjoy seeing people wearing them more. A couple of the, homeless nomads that I gave hats to, I've seen them wearing them as I drive by, coming up to the truck stop, and it's a great feeling to see people that are, using something that I gave them. You know, it's hard to explain. It's an awesome feeling. Yeah, I got a buddy from Texas who's going to put me on his phone plan. Ooh. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Mike. I know. Oh, awesome, man. Yeah, the spelling is kind of weird. And if you put in Good Times for All, you're not going to really find me. I think Nathan Oakley, if you click on his, he's got a thing that he spelled it out Good Times for All. There's actually somebody with the channel now, Good Times for All. They've got one video out and one subscriber. That's spelled normal. Yep, Hankster Pankster's Loving Intentions. Yeah, not barefoot like I was for a while. It's a little chilly out now. During the middle of the day, I try to go barefoot. The one I have, he's Cricket. He's got a Cricket thing where it's unlimited internet, and I'll just keep using my phone and for texting and talking. But he's gonna send me a phone just for going live, and I'll be able to do research again. I can't wait to do some research. I've been so out of the loop. There's a couple different types of magnets and cells that I really... Hey, Just Jack, what's up, man? Ryan Q. Vincent, how we doing? Thanks for joining me, fellas. But yeah, it should be, as soon as I get to a place in Phoenix there, I got to go pick up my cousin Monday. And as soon as I get to a place where I have the address and all that kind of stuff, I'll be, he's gonna send me out the phone and I'm gonna be going live every day. For sure. Yeah, going to the conference was amazing. I'm so glad I did. I got to meet so many of you guys. Like I said, I've been out of the loop so much, I haven't been able to watch videos or anything like that, and I don't know if I would have met you guys, you know? Just Jack was actually the first person that recognized me. That was so weird. Being recognized, it was Wednesday night before the conference even started. Didn't have a name tag or anything. And, yeah, was heading out to the parking lot, and Just Jack was like, hey, Good Times for All, what's up, man? And that just blew my mind, brother. That was a surreal moment there. I'll see what I can do, Trav. Yeah, just a lot of good people at the convention. Somebody was saying, actually there's a nomad out here that is camping out by me. Yeah, I hear you, Jack. And she, I'm gonna see if I can't go Wi-Fi real quick. Because I know my data's about to run out for sure. Shills. I saw some stuff that I didn't like, for sure. I don't know if anybody was a shill, but I saw some stuff that was kind of disheartening. I really don't want to say too much about it live on air. How did I come to be a flat earther? I was watching Crow 777 back in November of 2014 is when I first heard about it. And I thought it was the stupidest thing that I had ever heard. And it took me about 4 months. Yeah, it took me about 4 months to click on my first video. And the first one I saw was Math Powerland sitting on the couch. And I thought, oh, well, that's an interesting story. You know, I didn't buy it by any chance at all. You know, but I thought it was interesting. And then the very second video I clicked on was a Jaren video about Chicago skyline being a mirage. And that did not sit well with me because I lived right by Lake Michigan. I grew up by Lake Michigan, and I'd been to the Michigan City Harbor, which is 38.8 miles from Chicago. And that one was, I forget how many miles, like 50 miles or something like that. And the guy saying, this is a mirage. I was like, whoa, no way. So I went and did the math and everything, and went and bought a telescope, and because my uncle had a boat in the Michigan City Harbor, and it was a big boat, 32-foot carver. The Jake break, you know that for sure, huh? And yeah, being, at the Michigan City Harbor for weeks at a time, staying on my uncle's boat, it just didn't sit well with me that they said that was a mirage. And so I went and did the math from Michigan City Harbor, because he was about 50 miles, I think, and I was about close to 40 miles. And once I did the math, and they said there should be 800 something feet cutting off the bottom of buildings, and there's only 12 buildings in Chicago, that day, right then I knew. I was like, wow, there's something to this. And then 3 weeks later, after not sleeping and doing all kinds of research and arguing with trolls back then, they were better. Well, they had, I guess they were better to me because I didn't know a lot of the stuff I know now. But arguing with trolls, I learned so much. Because I'm the type of person that when you tell me something, I'm going to go look it up and see if what you're saying is true. And when the trolls would lie to me, and what they were actually saying was the opposite of how it should be, that just kind of confirmed it even more that there was something to it. And that's when I went and bought the telescope and did a couple of my own observations, and for about a year, up until March of 2015, I was a chat warrior, or comment section warrior. I let the trolls waste so much of my time arguing with them. Yep. I used to have like 300 thread comments going on, me arguing with trolls. And once I had, my facts down, and I thought I knew a little bit, I was like, you know what? It's time for making videos. So I'm going to start making my own videos, and I went and got me a P610. And the rest is pretty much history. I started making videos, I started doing observations, then I started, once I realized it was flat, I wanted to learn why the bottoms of things got cut off. And that was my big pet peeve for the longest time. And I spent about a year and a half researching. I still am, actually. Can't say it's just a year and a half, because every weekend I get together with a few gentlemen. We talk about perspective and how our eyes work. Yeah, I had trolls blocking me to where I couldn't see them anymore somehow. I don't know how it worked. Gordon Brooks. Man, the guy was an idiot. He put his real name out, put real pictures of him out, and I went and did a little, diving into the internet and found his webpage that he had, and he put all kinds of stuff about his family and himself, and I just laid into him. Every time he would comment, I would follow that guy around. I was ruthless. And then there was, who are some of the other old trolls? Requiem of a Dream, he was there near the beginning. There was a few of them that I would I realized they were wasting my time. Like a year later. It took me a year to figure out their game. Oh yeah, Ryan, everybody's is different. And then, see, I've been looking, because, I did my senior thesis paper in high school. on JFK not being how it really is. You know, that we were lied to about that. So I've always known that there's been a cabal, if you call it, or a group of conspirators that have been pulling strings and lying to us. And it's just, I wanted to wake people up to this. I tried talking with people about 9/11 and Sandy Hook and the Boston bombing and all these things that have been going on. And that did not go over well at all. I got a B on my senior thesis. It was, my teacher said it was well written, even though she thought it was nonsense. But I tried talking to people. Oh, this was just in high school. Senior comp. Hobart High, Hobart, Indiana. And I talked to people about 9/11 and all these different things that had happened that I knew were bullshit. But the thing is you can't go and, observe what happened anymore. You can look at videos, but I can look at transformers on videos. And you can show people a video and they'll say, well, that's been edited or this and that. But as soon as this flat earth thing came around, I knew, they can't hide it from us. It's where we live. It's the ground that we stand upon. It's the water that we swim in. They can't hide the earth from us. Now that was 20 years ago. But yeah, they can't hide this stuff from us. And once that happened, it really resonated me with, here's my ticket. Here's my way to wake people up to the lies. My favorite quote of all time, believe it or not, is a quote by Plato. And it goes, those able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. I'll say it one more time. Those able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. Now, I don't even know if Plato was a real person. The way history is, who knows? I'm not buffering here. I'm hooked up to a Wi-Fi, so it might be. Anybody else, could you let the plain truth know if you're buffering as well? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, wide awake. He was getting ready to quit. I hope he doesn't. Dave, I think his name is. Yeah, the observations of the time that guy has put in. He'd be one of the people, if I had $1 million, I would thank him some way, shape, or form, other than just words. I thank him in a lot of his videos. Haven't been able to watch many lately, of course. But, yeah, he was one of my go-tos to tell people, hey, check out what this guy's doing. There's a lot of good observers out there that take the time and put in the effort to, I think Taboo Conspiracy might be getting back on the scene again. I don't know if he's put any videos out as of late, but I've seen him in some Skype chats. He had to take a little break. Oh yeah, just all the stuff that he's recorded showing birds flying in and out of the mirror band. Things like that. It's just, well, I think what he's talking about is have you ever heard of Plato's Cave? The experiment that he supposedly did on a bunch of his slaves. It goes, they took people from birth and they never let them out of this cave. And they put their heads in these boxes to where they could only see straight forward. And what they did was they would have a wall where they would put shadows, cast shadows up on the wall. And, you know, certain times the shadows would come by and they would always be like in a certain order. And the people there, the slaves in the cave that were staring at the shadows, would give them names and this and that. And they would communicate amongst each other, and that was like their lives, was staring at these shadows that were being portrayed upon the walls. Well, what they did was they took one of the slaves and they released him out of the cave and showed him sunlight and showed him the beauties of water and trees and all the different colors, because everybody else had just seen, you know, a couple colors, the colors from inside the cave. And what they did was, after they let him out, they put him back in there, put his head back in the thing, and he went and told all the other slaves what was really out there and what they were all missing. None of them believed him. They thought he was crazy. How humans think, especially in groups of people, that if everybody knows one thing and one person comes and starts telling you differently, that person will be considered a lunatic and crazy. So the shadows and lies of their culture was nothing but shadows on the wall. And once one of them became privy to what was really out there and put back in that position, he tried to tell them all about, you know, these shadows you see are not the real world. The real world is out there, and it's magnificent, beautiful. It's like he was taken, you know, by aliens and shown whatever. And none of the people believed him. So I think that's why Plato wrote that quote. If Plato was a real person, you know? I don't know. But they've known how to control masses of people for a long time. And how they don't need everybody to believe what they say. They don't even need to hide the truth from everybody. It's okay if some people are out there telling the truth and exposing their lies. It doesn't matter to them. They know that if they have, you know, so many percentage, that they'll get away with their shadows and lies. So if Plato was real and he was around in 500 BC or 450 BC, whenever he was supposedly around, they've known how human beings work for a long time. And that's why that's one of my favorite quotes. And it makes you wonder, how long have, you know, if Plato's been around for 2,400 years ago, what other shadows and lies do we believe in? I mean, flat Earth could just be the tip of the iceberg. Really. Hey, the Sute, we are all We are Dancers in Vibration. I love that name. Hey, cuz, what's going on, Adam? The Adam Meakin. Can't wait for the show tonight. Hope to see you all there over on Iron Realm Media tonight, 4:30 Central Time. I think it's 10:30. GMT. I'm gonna be having a visitor, Adam. There's actually a guy that's coming from 3 hours away to visit me. He's from the California coast. He's here on YouTube. His name is Dire Straits. Yeah. He just asked if he could come hang out at the campsite. So this is my first visitor, flat earth visitor that's coming to see me. So I can't wait. This is going to be cool. I'm not sure if he's going to be around for the show or not. He's going to be here at 10 and the show starts at 3:30. So I don't know. He might be. Yeah, you might be right there. The whole matrix. It's not just a cave. It's like think about it. What if we are all, what if we are in a cave right now? Zen Garcia and some of the stuff that he talks about with the, oh, Bubba, they're okay. Hey, you be nice. I know. Hey, be nice. But the way he describes it is Adam and Eve were cast down into a cave type system. You know, so what if there are walls to this place that go up? And we are in a cave type system right now. And there's so much more out there. Hey, Tom. Welcome, friend. Yeah, there could be so much more out there that we're just not privy to. Hey, Hank, you get in here. You cannot be, I know, pretty ladies. I know you love the pretty ladies. But you cannot be jumping out there like that, babe. Okay, you want to say hi?
Thanks, Locket.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Jack. 100%. I do believe that these people that are controlling us, though, whatever they kind of have to tell us in one way or another. Whether it be they pretend like they're joking about it, or not. I think that's part of the rules of this system, is in order for us to actually be slaves, they can't fool or trick us. They need us to be aware. Oh, thank you, those kisses. Oh, I love those kisses. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you, babe. Here's the boy. Oh, there's so much out there, Tom. I've been looking around for a few months now. And I've learned there's so much here within this place that most of us never see. All the okay, babe. All the national parks and the state parks. Not many people around there. Yeah, it could be a test, Ryan. I mean, the way I see things is that our souls are not within our bodies. Our souls reside in another place, almost like a video game. And this matrix I like to think that, Tom, but I don't know. Human beings, I think if we were all feral beasts, that didn't have all this world around us, it could be perfect. But the way things are now, I think there needs to be a great awakening, like Flat Earth, like a paradigm shifter. Oh yeah, I will, man. For sure. Yeah, believe me, that's been on my mind too. The actual... Yeah, we do need a kickstart. Alright, Just Jack. Love you too, brother. Have a good one. I'll see you soon. Yeah, there's so much blowback with the whole flat earth thing. But really, I think it's good that not everybody is waking up at the same time. I believe that one of the emotions that a lot of people go through, at least I know I did, and a lot of the people that I've talked to, is anger. I wanted to go burn down NASA when I first heard about this. I was a NASA fanboy. I loved all that stuff. I was big into the whole Nibiru thing and watching the comets and checking the Soho and Lascaux and Secchi satellite systems that they have up there. And I was into all that stuff, and it really pissed me off when I had realized that I had been wasting, not really wasting, but just fell for lies for years that I was very involved in. I was wrapped up in all these lies as if, that my life depended on it. Alright, Adam. You have a good day, cuz. I love you. Help lots of people. Yeah, it did. It took a long time for me to accept it as well. I wanted to be the next Luke Skywalker. I wanted to be the last Starfighter, And once I realized that that wasn't possible... Oh, awesome. Fellow crocheter. But yeah, once I realized that none of that stuff was possible, it really, I don't watch space movies at all anymore. Like, none of them. Not even... I did watch the new Star Wars. I watched that one with my mom. But like the Star Treks and all that kind of stuff, and especially the stuff with NASA, the Interstellar and the one with Sandra Bullock, whatever that one was called, and all those things, man, I refuse. I will not, even though I know it's bullcrap. The fact that they're lying, they're trying to play it off as it's real. That makes me so mad. Yeah, the really good mind control. See, the way, even once I was awake, I was still watching Hulu, Netflix, and stuff like that. Nothing with commercials ever. But I was picking it apart. Hey, FE Viking, how we doing, Jeff? Yeah, I was picking apart everything that I saw. I loved the show Archer, the cartoon show. A lot of people didn't like it. It was like intelligent humor. You had so many people didn't get a lot of the jokes and stuff. A lot of my buddies that really loved Family Guy and stuff like that couldn't stand Archer. My mom, I'd have her watching it a couple times, and as much as she'd hate to admit it, like, I think one of the best comedy cartoon shows out there for adults would have to be South Park. Because there's the stupid comedy that's in it, but then if you actually were aware of what's going on, there's so much political satire involved in South Park that so many, especially the last couple seasons, it is all about what's going on in our society today. And so many people don't get it. Like when they were trying to take over Federal Express, you know, and then the guy told them, well, Federal Express isn't part of the federal government. What they were really talking about was the Federal Reserve right there. And so many people just don't make that connection. They don't know that the Federal Reserve is a privately owned bank system that has nothing to do with the federal government. It's a private entity. Cheesy poos. I love cheesy poos. You love cheesy poos. But yeah, that's one thing I miss a lot this year is the new South Parks. And my like stupid funny one was always It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I love that show. I got a lot of humor out of that. I was a big fan of Charlie. I thought Charlie was just...
Honestly, yeah.
And then Frank manipulating all of them is like the government, pretty much. Mac with the religious aspect. It was just... I don't know. Some shows just resonate with me. There's some shows that I really would get into, and I could watch them over and over and over and over again. I really didn't care for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia the first season, but once Frank Reynolds, Danny DeVito joined, that just made the show. That was just awesome. Oh, I missed that last one. Alright, Ryan. Take care, brother. Yeah, crocheting is very soothing. It gives me something to focus on. And put a lot of love and good intentions into. It really makes for a release. I actually learned how to crochet, God, it was a while ago, on a long, and me and my mom made a blanket. She still has it, actually. But, and then I learned how to do the beanies and stuff like that on my own. But it's so easy to do. And it's rewarding. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, I miss having YouTube just to listen. I miss the flat earth debate. Haven't been able to catch one early bird show. I can't wait till I get this phone from my buddy and I can start catching all this stuff and joining in, being on the panels again. Nathan Oakley's show was actually... Oh, surfing. I've never surfed. I'm kind of terrified of the ocean. And the only time we have good enough waves in Lake Michigan, it was like November through January or February. One year they had 27-foot waves on Lake Michigan. Just crazy, insane. Settle down, Hanker Pank. Yeah, just crazy huge waves. Oh, web surf, okay. I thought you meant surf. I've always wanted to surf. I had really, really good balance. I used to rollerblade. Gosh, all the time. I lived on rollerblades. We would play frisbee football on rollerblades. Me and my buddies. We'd have one all-time quarterback, and then the wide receivers. I smell some good herb somewhere. You smell it too, Hanker Pank? I bet you see a dog, don't you? Yeah, 27 footers in Lake Michigan. That was just one time though. They'll usually get maybe 15, 10-foot waves when a nice good nor'easter, the northern gales they call them, comes blowing down Lake Michigan. Hanker Panker, he's okay, babe. Hey, Josh Corey of the Iron Realm. Change your name. Is that a different one? Hey, that sounds awesome, Adam. I can't wait. Oh, awesome. Awesome, Jeff. Yeah, Sandra's doing some amazing observations out there, too. Ah, cool. I didn't even know you had a personal channel. Shows you how in tune I am, man. Yeah, I'm definitely up to surf, to give it a try. I've seen the golf, I think, 4 times. And then I've seen the Atlantic Ocean 5 times, I think. But I've never been in past my ankle. I've always been so terrified of Jaws, man. Jaws did it. It made it so I know it sounds silly, but that movie, that was always one of my goals, is to not be eaten by a shark. I mean, I'll tell you what, even Lake Michigan freaked me out. We went out on my uncle's boat. He had that 32-foot Carver, and we went like 13 miles out into the lake. You be nice, Bubba. Hey, you be nice. And yeah, it really freaked me out. But going out into Lake Michigan, even, I jumped out into that water, and I'd been watching the depth finder, and it was like 61 feet deep for miles. And I jumped in that water. Hey, MG Midnight Gardener, how we doing? And I got out of that water as quick as I jumped in. It just didn't feel right. I felt like I was bait. Soul Surfer movie. No. You be nice, Bubba. You're a pretty lady. Yeah, I was not big into being in large bodies of water like that. It just felt like there was something down there. Something that could just come up and like swallow me whole. Even in Lake Michigan. And it is actually, it's a pretty large lake. I doubt we actually know everything that's down in there. I know there were some guys up in northern Michigan by where all the locks are and stuff like that for the St. Lawrence Seaway. Yeah, and they were underwater welders. And a couple of them went down there and said that they would never ever go down there again. They saw, I smell sulfur. They saw catfish that are, their eyes were like the size of a volleyball. Just huge, or some kind of fish, they said. Just an enormously huge fish. That their eyes were just so big that these underwater welders, yeah, did not refuse to go back down there anymore. So I'm sure there's big stuff down there in Lake Michigan that that could really do some damage to people. Are you telling everybody, Hanker Panker? What are you telling them? What are you telling them? You just stay in here with Dad, okay? I know, you're so handsome. Maybe he is going to be here at 11 my time, because I know California's on a little, they're an hour different than Arizona. California's on Pacific time. That'd be perfect. I'll have enough time to finish this hat then, before he gets here. Yeah, that underwater welding, man, is crazy. You have your diver who does the welding, and then you have a diver tender. And it's not like you go down there with the oxygen tank on your back. They had oxygen tanks, but it was like hoses that went down there. And your diver tender would keep an eye on all the levels up top. And my buddy was one of these diver tenders. That's how I know about some of this stuff. And he couldn't do the job anymore. It was just so stressful because it's so boring sitting there watching gauges while somebody's down there doing, the work, and you're just sitting here watching a gauge, making sure that the gauge is at the right spot and everything. You got your little headset that you tell him if anything goes wrong, but he would catch himself, start daydreaming, because it's like a long time you're sitting there watching these gauges and you have someone's life in your hands. And you start daydreaming about something and then look down and all of a sudden you realize, hey, that gauge isn't right. How long has it been like that? Is that guy even still alive down there? Yada, yada, yada. He just couldn't handle the stress. And he was getting paid a lot of money. Jimi Hendrix being Morgan Freeman? I never even heard that. Really, I don't know. The way that whole world works. 2 more rows, sweet. The way that the whole, secret society, Hollywood, music industry, all that works, who knows? That's one of the reasons I don't listen to music anymore. Music, and then back when I found alchemy, and I was doing, right before I found alchemy, I was doing a lot of research. And I realized that music is a weapon. The fairy tale of the nursery rhyme of the Pied Piper is so true. It's used to get us to say and chant and, sing along with things that we would never ever say. Things that wouldn't come out of our mouths. And they get children to revolt against their parents and follow a certain narrative. Now I believe that there were some musicians that were probably good and didn't know about a lot of the stuff that goes on, but I don't know if that's true. That's me being, pessimistic and wishing for the best. But I think music has been used as a tool to mold society in a certain way. And there's a lot of stuff. Mark Devlin, we had him on Iron Realm not too long ago. He's written books on this. And you go and look at a lot of these big artists from back in the day were all involved with, their parents were involved with the CIA and the military, and I mean, so many musicians. Even the Grateful Dead, bands like that. I mean, the Beatles were a huge influence in my life. When I turned 14, I got Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And that's when I realized that the Beatles were a lot more than just, I wanna hold your hand. I couldn't stand the teeny bopper music. But there was lots of cool songs, but I thought they were just few and far between. I didn't realize that the Beatles had, changed so much. It really started with Rubber Soul, but I got into Sgt. Pepper, and that whole album just changed my whole life. It made me start looking at the world in a totally different way. I mean, John Lennon, I consider him, like, my dad skipped town when I was young. Eddie Vedder, he was like my older brother. And then once I got older, I was in my early 20s, I found Bob Dylan. And and he was like my crazy uncle that taught me so much stuff. And pretty much I quit listening to anything new after like the mid to late 90s. Music had just changed. And I felt it. Once the whole grunge scene kind of died off. MTV used to be awesome. Kids nowadays, they have no idea what MTV was. It was music television. It was nothing but videos, like all day long. And then I think it was like 94, maybe a little bit before that, they started playing Beavis and Butthead. And then they started doing the Real World nonsense. And now I don't even know if they play music anymore. I have no idea. But so many musicians and artists have influenced me in so many ways. I wanted to be a musician. And it wasn't that I wanted to be famous and be like a rock star. Yeah, imagine, that song changed my life. That song, I still tell people to listen to that song, and if we could just all be like that, if we could all just do what that song says, that this world would become a better place overnight. No countries, no religion, no need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. God, that song gets me every time I hear it. I'm gonna learn to play that on piano one day. I'm gonna learn to play the piano one day. Once I build my log cabin, I'll get a piano in there. When I build my log cabin, there will be no television. Ever. I don't even know if I'll allow a phone inside. I'll have a phone that is outside in the shit house, or you know, that stays in the vehicle or something like that. But I don't. I'm gonna be completely unplugged when I build my home. It's gonna be my sanctuary. That's what I hear. All you need is love and a bulletproof vest. I'm not worried about the bulletproof vest. I've come to the conclusion that I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. And when it's my time, it'll be my time. And bulletproof vest or not, it's not going to stop it from being my time. And I'm excited to see what happens next. To see what this energy that resides within me, to see where it goes and what happens to it. I can't wait. Now I'm not gonna go jumping off a bridge or anything like that to see what happens. But I don't fear it anymore. There is no need to fear it. Hey, Constance. Hope you're having a good day, sweetie. I'm not sure of anything that happens after the I have no clue. That's one of the reasons that I'm so excited. Yeah, do you know why it was used by even the Mongols used silk? Because when they were shot by arrows, they say, the arrow could go in and it would actually pull the silk into it. And if there was a barb, the silk could help the barb come out. They would actually... Yeah, silk is amazing. I don't know. I've never tried to crochet anything like silk. Mostly just yarn and hemp. I would love to try that one day, though, for sure. Did anybody notice anything about the moon last night? I don't know if Travis is still here. He watches the moon constantly. He is really into the moon. I picked the sun. That's what I was working on when I first got into flat Earth. I thought there was a way to tell through sunspots of phenomenon. How we doing? I thought there was something to do with sunspots that would teach us that the Earth was not a spinning ball. I thought there was something to it. But it I don't know, I still haven't modeled it. People tell me they've 3D modeled it and the sun would look the same as a flat disc moving by overhead as it would if we were on a spinning ball looking at. So I don't know. I've come to the conclusion that me, myself, cannot figure out what is going on above our heads and how it works. I have my own ideas. Like I said, I don't believe the sun even moves, or the moon, or the stars. I believe that's the ether above being manipulated, but I have no clue. Shift an angle of the illumination position. 20, 22, 23. One more row. I thought I was done. Apparently I have one more row to do. See, now I've heard that according to the ancient Hopis or the ancient Aztecs or Mayas, they have stuff written down that says that Venus used to be the brightest thing in the night sky. And that the moon was actually born when human beings will... There was a name for these people. Hey, let's Kung Fu, Shaolin, how we doing, friend? The people that lived before the moon was born. And that when the moon came, it created all kinds of earthquakes and catastrophic events. Now, whether any of this is true is, it's history. I take it with a grain of salt. It's just a story to me anymore. I don't put any faith into history. And that sucks. Because I think there's so much that if we knew about our past, it would really help us out a lot to help mold our future. But they don't want us to know the real history. The real history is, who knows if anybody knows the real history? Even the ones that think they do, maybe they've been deceived. Maybe the deceivers are all long gone now. People who actually knew the truth, and they took it with them to their graves. I don't know. It's sad to think about that way, but that's how I look at it now. I don't know anything about the past. Unless I talk to somebody that I know that witnessed it and was there. Even then, it's somebody else's history. Yeah, I don't know what the sun, the moon, the stars, it's a giant debate. I know what they tell us about it is nonsense. I mean, that's the one thing we can do, is realize that they don't even know. No, I didn't make it to the first one. I only made it. Denver was the first time I had been to anything like that. It was a great experience. I didn't buy a ticket. I was actually a volunteer who was working. But I think I had more fun than the people that actually paid. I got to stand at the door and greet everybody and meet so many awesome people. It's just so many wonderful people there. I was talking with a lady last night who's actually out here camping. She's a nomad, and she was at the conference. I had met her Saturday night at the tavern. But she was saying, she was talking to some of the people that worked at the hotel, and they were saying that we were the best conference that anybody had ever had there. as far as people-wise. How we were all so nice. Yeah, the vendor's table. I mean, that was the coolest part about it, is you could actually get into that area without a ticket. You didn't have to have a ticket, and I wish they would have made that a little bit more aware of beforehand, because I think even more people would have shown up just to hang out. Um, Hopefully we have something in the works right now that's being set up for a gathering down in Florida. That'll be more of like a camping out, potluck type, sitting around the campfire, people having their guitars, and we'll just all get together and have a big meeting of like-minded people where there is no cut charge. Or if we have to get porta potties or something like that, maybe it'll be like a $2 cover charge. Something like that. Something that everybody can afford. You just get there and we will, we'll figure out a way to all get together and just meet up. And I mean, yeah, I know you are, Adam. I can't wait, man. The guys at Iron Realm are excited to have you on the show whenever you want to start getting the word out. But I think that is a great idea. A meetup where we all just get together and just hang out. There doesn't have to be people going up and take care, Tom, and putting on demonstrations and this and that, and everybody can do a demonstration. And the people that can't come, there's going to be all kinds of people live streaming, and it's going to be the next Woodstock. The Flat Earth Stock. Hey, that might be the name. That could be a name. Flat Earth Stock. And we don't need media there. We don't need any of that nonsense. We don't need... I mean, if people want to sell goods... Yeah, I can't wait. I don't know, we haven't really even talked about that, but maybe people can come up and set up tables and be like, hey, I make this stuff for flat earthers, but just a gathering of like-minded people. It is a powerful experience, folks. I can tell you firsthand. There were so many conversations going on, and it was cool because anybody could walk up, anybody having conversations, and just jump right in and throw in their 2 cents. And everybody was welcome everywhere. It didn't matter, if you were a well-known flat earther, or if this was the first, or if you were just... I met a guy from Los Alamos who works at Los Alamos Air Force Base. It's one thing I love about you, Adam. You have that open mind.
All right.
And it's not just...
Did it.
Yeah, but this isn't going to be about... We don't need them. This thing is out of the box. Pandora's box has been opened. And, people are looking in. And once you look in, you can't go back to how things were. This is a paradigm shifting that we're working through right now. We are living in a magical time period right now. There's so much so much blowback that we get, that people are seeing that and thinking, yeah, it does. It rocks your whole world once you just open your mind up to the idea that me and that one lady last night were flat smacking a guy, and she just doesn't have all the stuff down yet, all the maths and all the science and all the. But when I started talking about, angular resolution limit and Gauss's law and this and that and the Earth curve calculator being off by so much, and I've got pictures and videos and all this stuff to show that, hey, I've done this experiment, I've made this observation, and no, you don't need it, but some people rely on that. Some people aren't going to take, without you telling them that, hey, their math says that it should curve this much, and you shouldn't be able to see that building. They're not going to listen to anything you have to say. Yeah, I'm a zeteticist myself. Scientists, I'm not knocking scientists at all. Now, theoretical physicists are nonsense. Theoretical physicists are a joke to me. And it's sad that they get so much attention nowadays because of, that's who is put out there. Did you all hear about Neil deGrasse Tyson? That three women, one, an astrophysicist herself, have come out and said that he has acted inappropriately and sexual misconduct ways towards them. I guess astronauts are a joke. I'm sorry. I don't care what any astronaut has to say. But yeah, people bring up astronauts and I just laugh at them. An astronaut is an actor. The fact that they say they were on the Challenger shuttle and now all these people are alive. It just shows you that everything NASA does is a joke. Yeah, I believe they are trying to hide the creator, Andy. I believe that's what evolution and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can't wait to not have to see Neil deGrasse Tyson's face ever again. I think they're getting ready to burn Elon Musk too. There's a lot of people giving him shit for smoking pot on the Joe Rogan show and this and that. See, I'm not even worried about knowing anymore. I don't think we can know a lot of these things. After experimenting with electricity, I'm under the influence that there could be curve to the Earth. Now, not a sphere, but there could be curve. But as far as knowing what this place is, that doesn't even really interest me anymore. What I want to do is expose the lies. That's it. Point out to people that we are being lied to by the people that we... Oh, water can absolutely curve. I've done it myself in my lab. Water will lay level to 90 degrees parallel of the electric field. And if you can manipulate the electric field, then you can bend water. Yes, I've done it. You can go look at the video, man. I don't care. You can say no all you want. I've bent still water. No magnets involved at all. Just electricity. Yeah, these people, and I don't even need them to be put into prison. You know, very okay with I don't want them to be able to keep lying to people. It's not okay, you know? Now they can live their lives in their mansions and eat their caviar and do all that nonsense. I don't care about any of that stuff. You know, if up to me, there wouldn't be prisons. There would be help centers. And that's about it. And they wouldn't be so full of people. Settle down, Bubba. They're okay. They're okay. Yeah. He's a cool guy, huh? His beard? Yeah, the neon gas can be bent with magnets. That was Dan Dimensions. Awesome. That totally changed my whole way of looking at so much stuff. Dan Dimensions really, really opened my eyes to a whole new way of thinking. I owe him a lot. He, wow, the stuff that he's done. He made me go out and get a Tesla coil. I needed to, because I'm one that I want to duplicate something before I believe it anymore. I'm the zeticist. If I see somebody do something, I want to try it myself. As much as I, trust all these people, and it's not that I don't trust them, it's that I want to know. I don't want to believe things. I want to know for myself. And there's a big difference between believing and knowing something. Or thinking something and knowing something. That's why I had built my lab up and got all my little toys. All my lasers and lenses, and I got a new lens to play with, actually. I haven't got too deep into it yet. But I'm going to show that the southern star trails can happen and you don't need a perfect hemispherical lens. All you need is a little bend at the edge, and you can get that same thing that we see. So it could be mostly flat, and then just be bent at the edges. And I'm not saying there's a dome. I'm just saying that the ether itself could have a shape to it, which could create these things. I love dried fruits. I've had so many people tell me that the they've been unsubbed to me. It's funny. The last 4 months, it's always around 45 to 50 new subs in the last 28 days. But I've been stuck at, well, it finally went up to like 1680 something. I was at 1660 for like 3 months. And then after the convention, it went up a couple, but now it was up to like 1690 something, but now it's dropped back down. Yeah, it's funny. My thing goes like this. It goes up, subscribers, and it drops way down. Oh, yeah. Oh no, no! I don't want to do that. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm going backwards actually. I start thinking about YouTube and all the nonsense that they do. Alright, I'm almost done with this hat. I've only got a few more stitches to do. I love finishing a hat. And I got it done before he got here. Awesome. I woke up at 11 last night. Saw your text. You just lit that fire under my ass. I've never looked into a concave mirror. I actually, Chris gave me these cool lenses that were out of a projection television set. Just really cool stuff to play with. I know Saturday, after the convention was over, a lot of people were out doing stuff. And, you know, checking out Denver and all that kind of stuff and going around. And Chris and I sat in his apartment and were experimenting with lenses and lasers and just like a couple of nerds. But we enjoyed doing. It was so cool having somebody there to bounce ideas off of, like live, you know, right there. It makes a world of difference. Whoa. He should be here in about 15 minutes. And hanging out. This has been another fun chat. I can't wait till I can do this from wherever I'm going to be, but not have to sit at a truck stop to do it. But I plan on doing this every day. Planning on being in a lot more of the discussions, flat earth debate. I'd like to jump in with the early bird, this show Arwen's got going. Oh, thank you, Adam. I love being around you all too. It really. You saying hi? It really, it's hard to explain. It's like I have purpose. Yeah, he should be here in about 15 minutes, I'm thinking. He said 10 o'clock, but I'm thinking he was talking Pacific time. So it's about 10:45 Mountain time. So I'm thinking about 15 minutes or so. 15-20 minutes. The next 15-20 minutes he'll be here. I told him I'd be here waiting for him. Yeah, I can't wait, Constance. This is going to be cool. This will be my first. Yeah, that's all they saw were the shadows and lies of their culture. We need to get a Skype thing going, so all of us can chat together, have some powwows. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if you're on Skype or not, but that would be... I'd love to have chats with all you guys at the same time, you know, just bounce ideas. Oh, thank you, Constance. I love those hugs. Every time you say that, I get a warm feeling inside. Everything's gonna be alright. El Guapo. Is that the frog? El Guapo. What is Guapo? Yeah, that'd be awesome, Adam. I wish I could figure out a way to go live and have people on doing it on my phone here. I don't know if I can. They're excited to have you on, man. Yeah, over on our we usually have a pretty much open invitation for any truth seekers that are just wanting to get a word out. It's always real laid back. We're real, you know. When we do have guests on, we're not drilling them or grilling them. It's always, hey, I could. Going live on Facebook. Yeah, I mostly joined Facebook because my mom, she's been bugging me to get on Facebook for a couple years now, so she can share pictures with me. She's not that tech savvy. She wanted to be able to share pictures that she sees on Facebook with me. But, so I joined for her, and... Hanky Panker? Huh? I know, we're gonna get going back to the camp soon. How to use those tools. Awesome. I'll have to look into... Yeah, I'm ready to, start putting myself out there more, though. I was doing like a weekly hangout back in the day. When I was doing my alchemy stuff and reading certain different books, stuff like that. Just sharing information. Alright, he's about 5 minutes away, folks. I'm probably going to come back up here after he leaves so I can be on Iron Realm, my video up and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm hoping to see you all there tonight if you've got the time. Iron Realm Media. It should be a good one. But yeah, I'm going to jump off here. This is, especially, you know, I get to work and do it. As I'm crocheting, I get to just hang out with like-minded people and have really interesting conversations. It helps. Glow be gone. But yeah, I'm going to jump off. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. I love y'all. And hopefully I'll see you guys tonight. I'll be able to be in the chats and everything. All that good stuff over on Iron Realm. So, love ya. Hank loves ya. Jimi Hendrix, show your approved. Oh, the handsome. Oh, guapo. All right, awesome. But I love you guys, and I will see you here this afternoon if you're there. If not, hopefully I'll be seeing you tomorrow, right back here. So have a good one, and I'll catch y'all later. Good times for all here. Signing out. As always, thanks for watching.